Day 12 of Hustler University, the path to a six-figure business. Time to turn up the heat even more. So let's get right to it. Amazon, your 24-hour pimp. One of the things I learned about Amazon is you can work it so many different ways. Many people do CDs, books, DVD sets. You can sell drugs on Amazon, herbs. You can sell, there's so many things. But once again, everyone has a different level of talent, resources, and items that's available to them. So you got to pick your poison. I'm going to give you an example of a way to make your Amazon business very profitable and not kill yourself. So, one of the things that you want to find is a renewable revenue source. And I know, Glendon, what is a renewable revenue source? You want to find an item that you can get at a wholesale price that you can consistently sell. I don't care if it's $200 a month, I don't care if it's $100. If you can consistently sell this item and net out at $250 a month, it's well worth to do it because it's part of your business. It's not your complete business. This is what happens with Amazon. People get caught up and they love Amazon. It's just, it's up there. Someone finds it, they buys it, you get money, and you ship it out. That is a dangerous place to be because Amazon is very transparent. It takes someone who's willing to sit in front of the computer screen to watch what you're doing and mimic you. So once you up your game, get a corporation, get a business license, you knock out a lot of the rift raft. Understand, there's thousands and thousands and thousands of sellers on Amazon. There's very few businesses on Amazon. Thousands and thousands of sellers, but very few businesses, because if you go ahead and get your renewable revenue sources, which can be a food product, which can be an electronic, which could be a certain watch, but you have to do your research. You have to go, okay, what is this research? I will give you one of the items that I made a ton of money on eBay back in the day, and it was because I got in early. Invicta watches. They were selling on CNBC, and I actually found, it took me about 3 weeks, but I found a guy in Florida who could wholesale the watches to me, and he had a minimum order of $500. So I would order $500 worth of Invicta, and the thing is, the Lupa was really killing it. It was killing it so well that I could put it up for 99 cents, and it would get close to maybe 30 points above wholesale, which was cool because it just kept making money. But that went on for about 3 years. Was able to sell them. There were certain guys that were building eBay IDs just selling nothing but Invicta watches. And the Invicta brand is still very relevant. I actually parted ways with the guy in Florida because there was a guy here in Atlanta in the apparel mart that I could also get the Invictus from wholesale. And I would buy a lot and he would give me a good deal. And he saw my ass every week. So this is why you got to get away from that. I'm trying to keep it under the radar. No, you can't keep it under the radar anymore. PayPal's going to turn you in. eBay's going to turn you in, and Amazon's going to turn you in. Even AdSense is going to turn you in. It's very hard to just make cash money. That's why, having a flea market, garage sales, those are ways that you can get cash money. But you have to understand, you will sell a certain percentage of what you have up. So you really want to work on getting as much stuff up as possible. And the thing is, I want you to think massive effort. Because this is the thing. And as I said in earlier segments, you can do a lot more than you're really doing. If you really think of massive effort, and if you think of really, really, really amping it up, you can quadruple your income in a matter of weeks. Because part of the thing about being a reseller is there's a lot of noise in the reseller space. It's like, go out and do this. And the big question is, what do I buy? And it's a very good question. But if you take the time to create a niche and do some research, you can create yourself a revenue stream that will last for more than a few weeks or a few months. My Invicta thing with the watches went on for years. And the thing is, I paid attention to it. Invicta came out with certain models because I had built a business and had the capital to get those nicer models and sit on them for 30 to 60 days. This is another thing that messes up many resellers. I got to burn insurance, slashing. Okay, you need to build an inventory. You need to buy right, manage your money. Because when my storage business closed, it took 6 months to get rid of everything that was left in the warehouse. And, it wasn't buying anything else. 6 months. Because the thing is, when you have inventory that's bought correctly and paid for, and the business is still kicking off a profit when you're doing this, you have money that's hidden. Give you an example. I'm a divorced dude. Because of the way that I ran my business and the way that I knew how to handle money, my ex-wife could really never stick it to me in the manner that many ex-wives stick it to their husbands who make decent money. She couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. And I didn't do anything illegal. It's just when you have a corporation, when you have a business, and you have assets, it's very hard for someone to, from the outside looking in, to figure out what's going on. I mean, for her to really get me, she would have had to had someone come into the business, do an inventory. I mean, only people that can really do that is the Internal Revenue Service. She couldn't, I'm telling you, starting a business saved me from being bitter, broke, and beyond hope. Because there's a lot of guys out there that they suffered so much because of the draconian child support laws. They just are in a very bad place emotionally. And due to the fact that I had the hustler mindset, I never got there. A lot of my friends thought I was crazy. It's like, I want to have some more kids. And they was like, what's wrong with you? And it's like, kids are cool. Kids are great. Because I never got bitter. I didn't allow that to happen. So understand, building your business and building assets and inventory, because everyone's like trying to do, I don't want to really work that hard. I don't want to have to touch anything, and I don't want to do shit. I just want to push I'm telling you, that's how so many people get suckered into spending a lot of money for online programs that don't work, because they may work for a minute, but if it's transparent, if it's something that's easily replicated, it's something easily duplicated, the money is not going to be that good for long. It's just not. That's one of the reasons that our storage auction business was so good, because we had the eBay thing going on. We had the Amazon thing going on. We had the Craigslist thing going on like crazy. 2 warehouses, storefronts, going to the flea market, consigning stuff. That was a very robust business that even after I got sick and Francine was diagnosed with cancer, it was still going. We couldn't do it, but it was still going. And that's what you want to build. You want to build some of that. So when you're doing your Amazon, we're going to elevate the material. And I will say this to you. If you only have enough money to get 3 or 4 high volume, decent items, let's say not high end, but work from that, because you're building a channel. I used to sell real gold, and this is why I know what the price of gold went from, because I used to be able to get 10 karat gold at the Apparel Mart from my sources for like $5.25 a gram. Wholesale. I wish I knew what I know now. I would have been in there every week just buying it like crazy. Starting with one gold bracelet that I bought for like $12, sold it on eBay for $19.95. Built that, took that money, bought 2. Built that, took that money, bought 10. And you keep putting the money in that channel, it'll get to the point where it's throwing off cash. And the thing is, you have inventory, you have assets. And let's just say, hey, something happens and you need to raise a lot of money. You've made a profit. You've built it. You might have like, $2,000 worth of stuff that you could sell for $1,000 and still not lose money. And that's a beautiful thing. So we're getting away from the crap. we're stretching up our businesses, and we're going to get with better and better stuff. And that's going to means it's going to be a little hard. But see, understand, you're running several different sales channels. This is just building your Amazon channel. Now, I want you to think $25 to $100 items, because Amazon's getting their percentage and you got shipping. So you want to feel a sale. At $25 items, if you have 10 sales a week, 40 a month, that's $1,000 in sales. And after Amazon takes their cut, $700. That's very doable. You just got to find the items. Now, if those are $100 items or there's a mix, that's a very robust channel, and you're not killing yourself. Now, to killing yourself, I want you to think an inventory of 500 to 1,000 items. I know you're like, what? Whoa. Calm down. Doesn't have to happen today. May not happen for 2 years. But if you build it and you have an inventory of $25 to $100 items and you have 1,000 of them, I can guarantee you 3, 4, 5, 6,000 a month from Amazon. If they're properly sourced, that means you get them at the right price. They're current items, because the thing is, you have to research your items on Amazon. Now, this is the big split, because what I want you to do is build Amazon first. If you already have it, make it better. And when you get to the arena of 300 to 400 items, because see, this is where you start to use automation. You're going to be sending the best of the best to Amazon FBA. And then you're like, why don't you just send everything to FBA? You do not want to completely switch to FBA, because you lose touch with the marketplace. See, this is what happens. You'll go out and you'll get FBA crazy, and you'll start joining FBA groups, and you'll focus all that on it because it's exciting. But to me, the opportunity is great, but the profit margins are bad, because if you're doing retail FBA, to me, I'm not excited. But my perspective is different, because I bought a unit for $1 and made $62,000. So my perspective is different on the profit tip, and I want yours to be too. Don't completely switch. Keep your regular Amazon stuff and send some stuff to FBA. Now, the thing is, you've already done your research, you're making money, and you can kind of play around with price. You can have your FBA stuff at one price. You can have your stuff at one price. You can kind of mess around with the market, because you've got 2 ponies in the race. If one wins, you win. You got 2 ponies. And then the reason for this is to teach you how to manage your business, because a lot of Amazon sellers, and I say sellers, not business people, all they've done is create a part-time job for themselves, not a real business. Because when you create a business for yourself, you develop certain skills. You develop a certain knowledge base that you can use for another business. But as long as you're just like, I'm going to buy something and sell it, I'm going to buy something and sell it, when you get into the planning, the implementation stage, because also by doing this, and I will tell you, and I'm going to hit you real hard over the head with this, because this is your goal, is to find 100 items at the $25 price point to put on Amazon in the next 2 weeks. Go. Now I'm going to tell you a little story while that blows your brain. When I first started selling on my books on Amazon using CreateSpace, I didn't realize that I was selling a lot of books. I would call in to the customer service, and the reps were like, wow, you're really doing well. And I was like, I've sold 20 books. I'm thinking that's buckets. And I learned some stuff, because when I talk to other writers, they don't know what the hell I'm talking about, because they've never been there. But this is a little deal, how I pimped Amazon. And it started off because Amazon pimped me. During the beginning of CreateSpace, there was an 8-day to 10-day transfer between the information that's in the CreateSpace dashboard and the dashboard of Amazon. And I had lowered the price of my books, but on the Amazon site, they were still selling for a $20 differential. When I got my royalties, it did not include that $20 differential. And I was like, what the hell? And I called them, and they said, well, that's just what happens. I said, okay. So I raised the price of my books in the dashboard. And I waited, and I waited, and I waited until that price reflected on the Amazon site. Then I raised my prices again in the dashboard, $20. And guess what? I got paid. I did that for a year and a half, and Amazon never caught on. See, this is what you learn when you get inside the machinery and do things that other people are not doing. And I didn't tell anybody. I just like, okay, this is an opportunity, because they just bent me over, and I did it to get my money back. And I'm just be honest, I'm like, if they've got that kind of glitch in their system, I'm gonna exploit the hell out of it. And I would just raise the price and lower the price, raise the price, lower the price. At one point, the price was $99 on Amazon, and in my dashboard, it was $150. And I got the $150 commission. But I would lower the price. I never let it just stay at $150. Recently, someone I know got caught because his thing was nuts. And they actually shut his account down. But my account is still up there. So this is the stuff that happens when you get into the business and you unearth things and you blaze new paths. All right, here it is. Your goal starting today is to find 100 items at the $25 price point to put on Amazon in the next 2 weeks. Go, baby, go.